And welcome to episode 23 of Kayfabe is Not Dead. I'm your host CJ, and we got Dapper and Jess.
Woo!
Hello all.
First off, not just Dr. Dapper, CJ. It is your two-time longest and current reigning champion.
You said it 3 times, so now we know you're terrible at math. But yes, technically you are the predictions champion. Hopefully that will be changing after this episode. But
we shall see. I broke the streak. I finally got a SmackDown pay-per-view correct.
We need to, we're probably going to need your doctor expertise because we have breaking news on this episode. We will.
Yeah, let's get into this. Let's skip the semantics. We're really interesting show.
We're cutting straight to the nitty gritty. Apparently, viral meningitis is terrible.
It is actually.
It's highly contagious, and it could also be the reason why this is the best pay-per-view of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So,
this is set up to be the best pay-per-view of the year just because of meningitis.
So, apparently, Bo Dallas, Roman Reigns, and Sister Abigail, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, have meningitis, which is terrible.
Yeah.
And because it's highly contagious, they basically have to go into, isolation. Yeah.
Now, let me just ask you this, guys. Why are 3 grown men so close to each other that they contract viral meningitis when they don't wrestle each other?
Dapper, did you not read the notes about their house show of a 3-way spit-swapping makeout match?
Oh, my God.
Anyway, Dapper, do you have a quick 5-second summary on how terrible meningitis is?
Yes, pretty much it's an infection that can only be found within your spinal fluid. So it means this is an infection that could in theory go up into their brain and kill them.
That sounds wonderful. So
taking out the 3 jobbers all at once.
What that means
I like Vince's style.
Jess, I believe you read the symptoms. It's terrible.
Oh, fever, seizures. It's nothing
it's
they
nothing
can wrestle.
Is that what Bray Wyatt was doing in the rocking chair? Is having a seizure?
Maybe he's had it for a while. But in all seriousness, though,
I just thought it was a toe tap he did before he did the spider walk.
In all seriousness, though,
that little.
We do wish them all a speedy recovery. Obviously we don't want them to be sick, but
CJ, drop your virtue signaling. Nobody gives a shit. What we got because of their sickness is 100 times better.
All right,
look at this.
Let's cut. All right. We're all right. Everybody, shut up. I'm gonna tell everybody. All right. So Kurt Angle has replaced Roman Reigns for the main event, and AJ Styles replaces Bray Wyatt and will face the Demon, Finn Balor. So this has turned what could have been probably a completely average pay-per-view into something that could rival WrestleMania. And let's get straight into Kurt Angle. I know Dapper's fired up to see this.
It's true. It's damn true.
I just can't believe they cleared him. I thought we would never again see him in a ring other than
what I was told is he was cleared a while ago, but they're holding him off till WrestleMania.
See, okay, so this is why I really wanted to talk about this right away, because it just leads to a million different things to speculate about. I think Dapper...
He's supposed to be the new Undertaker draw for WrestleMania, because everyone went to watch WrestleMania for The Undertaker. Well, he's not going to be there, so now we had to have Kurt Angle.
So my completely pulling out of nowhere speculative theory is that he's been cleared this entire time, and they've just been saving him for when a random time where they think introducing him will be a good shot in the arm as far as the story is concerned. Maybe they were hoping that it was going to be till WrestleMania, but I think Kurt is going to try and wrestle for a while. He's not going to wrestle.
Oh no, they've interviewed him and asked him like, so how do you feel wrestling wise? Like, what percentage would you say you're at?
He literally
If when
looks
you were
the
in
same.
WWE, you were at 100%. He's like, I guess I'm at like 95% now.
Yeah, the guy is in incredible
He
shape.
is an Olympic gold medalist.
So,
all right, guys.
And how cool would it have been to see him go up against Chad Gable in a wrestling match?
well,
Nobody cares about that. The dream match I want to see at this Mania is Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle.
Why?
Oh my God! It'll
Why?
be
I want to see the Raw
battle,
GM versus the SmackDown
the battle
GM.
of the GMs.
He won the first time.
If only they could do that in the NFL.
He's already beat Shane McMahon.
We're gonna get the kneelers versus the standers.
Jess, you're
that.
the Shane McMahon flag waver, so
yeah.
there are a million better matches out there for Kurt Angle. But anyway,
Yeah.
what I was ultimately getting at though is even if they were saving it till WrestleMania, Kurt's going to be wrestling a lot, but they're finally unlocking the keys. They were like, holy shit, Roman Reigns, the Shield. Like, we finally pulled the trigger on this, but fuck, Roman Reigns is actually like deathly ill. Shit.
Now,
shit,
how do you
shit.
think
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna
Daniel Bryan
Kurt
feels?
Angle.
How do you think Daniel Bryan feels?
Like,
He's
once his contract's up, he's going to New Japan.
Yeah, that's probably what it's. But also, it's Raw. Like, this segues, and this also is this segues perfectly because I want to talk about how this impacts the story. Now, I think they had this bullet in their gun ever since he came back at WrestleMania. So, obviously, they were pulling the trigger because Roman is sick.
Prematurely.
But I think what they were saving this for was for Survivor Series.
Yes.
And this
really, you think Survivor was going to be when they debuted this?
Yes, because I think they're doing a Team Angle versus Team Miz.
Yes. I figured they were going to do a Team Angle versus like a Team SmackDown kind of thing.
Or if they do that, I heard that the SmackDown thing is going to be Team Shane versus Team KO. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do the same exact thing on Raw.
But it would be better Team Angle versus Team Bryan or Daniel Bryan.
That would be dope. But yeah, so they were getting. I think this Miz.
How pissed do you feel Darren Young is right now? He's like, dude, I've been sitting back here at catering for years, and you get a guy whose neck is completely fused from skull to shoulders, and he gets to wrestle.
Well, I think.
And then you got Bob Backlund sitting back, like, damn it, Darren.
Would you? Well, okay. So, would you rather be paralyzed or brain dead?
Well, I mean, have you seen Kurt Angle's neck? You can't snap that.
Yeah, but
it's like a
yeah. What neck is there? I mean, it's just
well, could he
all
break
one
his back
thing.
then if it's part of his body now?
He could, but he's just gonna go out there and just put Braun Strowman right in the ankle lock.
Okay,
well,
so yeah,
I think we're over-focusing on Angle. I mean, we are getting a Styles versus the Demon match.
I want to talk about the matches. Let's
go through the matches. Let's go through our predictions, and then we'll elaborate.
Let's talk about the Kurt Angle stuff though. So I think ultimately this was leading to, because Miz has kind of been feuding with Kurt anyway. So this was eventually leading to, like, the Miztourage has exploded as far as its influence on the roster. I mean, we got Braun Strowman in it right now, and the Bar. That's a pretty hefty.
And Kane, the governor.
And Kane. So, let's not bury that lead either. Yes, Kane returned. If you didn't see Raw, we'll cover that when we get into the match. But So they've been leading up to this Miz versus Kurt Angle, and so he's finally suiting up. He's finally getting ready to pinch hit. I think they could have even did this whether Roman was sick or not, though, because it's a fucking 5 versus 3. Like, okay, the 4 versus 3. Like, I would argue that Braun Strowman is worth 2 people as far as like in a wrestling ring is concerned, especially if it's a no DQ and there are weapons involved. Like, Braun is easily worth 2 normal. Like
well,
guys.
CJ, do you want us to break it down as to how we think the match is going to go?
Well, let's go through the kickoff show because I got something I want to say about the kickoff show.
Well, I'm skipping.
Get some order to this.
Where do you want to start? The only thing that mattered about Raw was the fact that Kane returned at the end. Everything about Raw was basically skippable. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So Kane returned during the Braun Strowman Roman Reigns cage match, and he comes in from the bottom of the canvas.
He comes in from hell.
Yeah, he comes in from hell. Even though there were no pyrotechnics, god damn it, you cheap sons of bitches at WWE, give us some fire. But yeah, he catches Reigns and choke slams him, and then Braun like power slams him 50 times. And then,
isn't it something though to watch an entire program of Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman as Roman Reigns just beats Braun down like a redheaded stepchild, and now we're trying to build Braun back up from that beating from Brock Lesnar, and now Roman Reigns like, I can't put a dent in him. He's like the Russian Ivan Drago.
Yeah, the booking with Braun has been pretty consistent until the Brock loss.
No, I'm going to dial it back, man, because we've seen like the fucking Kalisto beat.
Well, that was because Neville had a little temper tantrum.
Your mic kind of went out, Jess.
The booking has been anything but consistent.
Well,
because people just walk away. People walk away the day of, and now we got to throw people in the ring. And Darren Young is like, pick me, and they all say no.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Let's focus on the actual.
Yes, let's start on the kickoff show.
The match. No. We're segueing straight into the main event, I think, just because this angle stuff is so much to talk about.
So much. Let's get into it.
All right. So what are you guys thinking then?
So I think obviously the X factors are going to be Angle and Braun. But the fact that this is a 5-on-1 is nuts. Like, or a 5-on-3. And I gotta go with the Miztourage, the extended Miztourage, because I think this is going to continue into Survivor Series.
Yeah.
My prediction is they're going to have Angle pop in middle of the match. He's going to drop 2 members of the Miztourage, and then Strowman's going to lay him out, and the Miz is going to make a cheap move to help that happen.
Well, is this an elimination match, or this is just one fall, right?
It's like a 6-man tag, but instead you got 5 versus 3.
Yeah, but is it actually tag, or is everybody just going to be fucking going nuts?
I believe it's tag. It's not an elimination match. Those are usually like your
I
5 ways.
I think once the first person goes through the table, all the reffing is just going to go out the window.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this is a main event, so they're not going to do that cheap stuff the WWE does, where they have a decent match and then it's like, oh, we're running on time, and then everybody starts coming in to do their finishers, and then someone sneaks in for a win.
We could fantasy book this match a million different ways, but I think.
But Jess, who are you saying? Miztourage?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miztourage.
See now,
especially if Reigns isn't out there.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm leading too. Because originally I was going to be like, it's going to be the Shield so we can go into Survivor Series. But now it's like, the way they're building this story, you can have...
The way they have to build it now without the characters to build it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
People who
like,
made this feud are gone.
You got two out of the 3 Shield members. So now you can say, oh, the Miztourage didn't beat the Shield. They beat Kurt Angle and 2 guys.
Well, I'm thinking
the Miztourage is going to go over.
That's kind of what they did with Jericho when he first came back too.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking the plan was to have the Shield, and
The
then
Shield was going to go over.
and then Kurt Angle shows up to make it 4-on-5.
I don't even think they were going to do that. I think it was just going to be straight 3-on-5. Shields goes over because they're going to beat they're gonna have Roman Reigns to beat up the Miz and the Bar.
See, if the Shield goes over, then what else do they do?
They're gonna expand it for like a Survivor Series thing somehow because the Miz won't stop. But the Shield's not going to go over this Sunday because it's not the Shield. It's Kurt Angle and 2 guys.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the Miz is going over on sure fact of numbers and the fact that if they win, you just prove to the entire WWE universe that the Shield can go without Roman Reigns and a guy with literally 1 cervical vertebrae now, because it's all one piece, is able to beat up Braun Strowman and Kane, the Demon.
All right, so we all agree that...
We all agree Miz and his crew's going over.
So to conclude this discussion on this hopefully 5-6-star match, because
5-6-star, yeah. We're that lucky.
I think Kurt's gonna go pretty. Like I think everybody forgets about his TNA stuff. Like this guy can go insane when he's given the right kind of opportunity, and I think he's been chomping at the bit to wrestle. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is an amazing match. So what I want to get from everybody is what is a crazy spot. I want to hear the crazy spot you think is going to happen, and I'll start. I think Kurt is going to angle slam Braun through a table.
I think so too. I think he's going to angle slam him.
But any other kind of crazy spots? Remember, this is TLC.
I see the chair getting used in this match. I think the chair is going to be what the Miz uses the drop angle.
You know what would be funny, or not funny, but clever, is if Miz like pinned the chair into Kurt's angle and then put him in the ankle lock.
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
He's protected.
Yeah, he is. But what about you, Dapper? I know you agreed with my spot, but do you have any other ones you think?
I think we're definitely going to see. It might not be Braun Strowman, but I think you're going to see Kane get angle slammed. I think you're going to watch the Bar kind of just go toe to toe with Dean and Rollins, and I think you're going to see kind of the Miz fold back, and the Miz is going to be the one that scores the pinfall. And it won't be over Kurt Angle. It's going to be over like Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose.
I know Kurt's kind of overshadowed Kane's return. Do you guys see? Because Kane's literally running for mayor. I'm assuming Vince was like, "Hey, I'll endorse you, but you gotta come back and get me some pops."
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
Kane,
there's
Kane
no
returns.
doubt this TLC didn't have much going for it prior to these injuries for medical reasons, and they're not even injuries, just the sickness itself.
Well, is Kane gonna like choke slam somebody off a ladder through a table, or like do you think he's gonna be limited at all in the ring, especially compared to a Kurt Angle?
I don't think so.
Because I haven't seen Kane wrestle since
last time I saw Kane, he was still in fairly good shape. I mean, he's probably been kissing a lot more babies and doing public events.
So it's been what, a year or a little longer than that?
When was the last time we saw him? Just prior to? You know, that's a good question. Yep, you're the historian. When was the last time we saw him?
Saw what?
Kane.
Kane?
It's been a year.
It was back with Rollins, wasn't it? The feud there.
I want to say it was. It had probably been at least a year.
Oh no, it was a little bit after that. They had that whole bullshit with the Titans, the old guard with Bray Wyatt fighting him.
Not just as a GM, but an actual performer.
Yeah, I think it was that. It was the whole. He's trying to take down the Titans of the WWE.
And that was a year ago.
Yeah,
I would say it was over a year. I think he's been gone for close to it, give or take a month or two.
Okay. Do you guys? So you guys don't think he's gonna have any issues? You think he'll be all right?
I think he'll be fine.
He's been doing this for how many years now? Come on.
It's like 20 years now. It's pretty nuts. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's getting up there like Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we only got another 2 years of Kane before he's gone as well.
Every TLC match will always be compared to that Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, and I'm sorry, did I say Hardy Boys twice? I meant Dudley Boys and Hardys and Edge and Christian. Were there any other teams in that match? You know which one I'm talking about. Every TLC match will be compared to that. So I think the fact that they have this,
it was the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the first TLC match, but I think that's definitely the most memorable one.
It was the first, I believe. But that was when TLC was just a match. It wasn't a pay-per-view. Like Hell in the Cell was just a match. Everything now has become a match. Like a match got turned into a pay-per-view.
But this match will hopefully be amazing. But let's move on. So now we got AJ Styles replacing Sister Abigail, aka Bray Wyatt.
God.
And holy shit, did this single-handedly save the pay-per-view? Because let's just say they didn't have to replace Roman Reigns with Kurt Angle. They could have put anybody in that slot, and it would have probably worked out. Like they would have figured something out. But the fact that they were able to dodge this bullet with Sister Abigail, because has anybody liked this? This has been terrible.
In-universe reason for as to why it's AJ Styles popping up on Raw?
Well, he wasn't on Raw. This happened.
Popping up on a Raw pay-per-view, I'm saying.
I don't know if Kayfabe, I don't know if they're going to address that. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, because as of the Raw that I watched, the Go Home Raw, Bray Wyatt was definitely going to be facing Finn. We can go into what happened, but basically Bray turned into a pumpkin in response to Bray's creepiness. Sister Abigail.
Because Bray knew he was going to lose. So he open mouth tongue kissed.
But yeah, AJ was on SmackDown.
Hey man, he won that spit swapping 3-way makeout match.
Yeah, but anyway, AJ was on SmackDown like nothing, like this was not going to happen. This was definitely a very late last minute kind of decision. But the fact that
I was just curious if they had posted something or they did something on NXT or something I didn't see.
If they posted anything as of taping, I don't know. As of taping this episode of the podcast, I do not know.
I don't think they did.
Maybe they'll do something on the YouTube channel or something like that. But I'm assuming that they're going to do something at the pay-per-view to explain it.
It might be something to be like he's a free agent.
And so that segues perfectly. So, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen with this match? Obviously, this is like if the Sister Abigail stuff was like a 0.5 out of 10, replacing that with an AJ Styles is a 10. I mean, he's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, let alone the company. And I've said this multiple times, but I think everybody can agree to that.
Yeah, no, you're not going to hear anybody say he's not amongst the greatest of all time.
If anybody doesn't know the history, both of these guys were leaders of the Bullet Club from New Japan. So there's a lot of history between the two of them. They were in the Bullet Club at the same time. So there's a lot of crazy kinds of storylines you can play out of this, and we don't know if this is a one-off or what, but
that's my fear, is that this is just going to be a one-off thing, and they're going to pretend like it didn't happen next week.
Well, even if
that these guys have never even fought each other, they'll probably go, they were both members of
the Balor Club.
I mean, they still haven't said the Bullet Club on.
They just call it the club.
Yeah.
Also, do Gallows and Anderson get involved in this? Like, there's so many things you could do. But if it's just a one-off, the match itself.
I think Bray Wyatt just kissed his opportunity goodbye, and we're never going to see Sister Abigail now.
This should be 4 stars.
Why? Because of the the lisp not getting over, or the sickness itself?
The sickness.
Yeah.
What'll be even better is if the sickness was like, oh, the sickness has affected Bray Wyatt, and Sister Abigail showed up.
So guys, what do you think about what's going to happen?
Well, that goes back into what I was saying. Is there a storyline here? Is it something like, oh, Wyatt's possessing Styles, or Wyatt?
I don't even know if there is going to be a story.
Well, that's what I'm asking you
because
guys.
it doesn't need to have one.
I don't think there's going to be one. It's going to be just like that one pay-per-view they had where randomly Heath Slater and Curtis Axel had to go out there and wrestle. And nobody watched it, and they just focused backstage.
They're probably going to say, like, Sister Abigail has, like, taken so much out of Bray that he can't even compete. He's like comatose.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking for is some explanation as to...
or
even if they just say the truth, hey, performers got sick, it's a hard life.
And maybe they'll just say, like, AJ has beef with Bray. Or with...
I think, personally, what they're going to do is they're going to have Finn come out with the demon gimmick, and he's going to be like, Bray, Sister Abigail, are you coming or not? And then nothing's going to happen. And then he'll be kind of overpowered with the demon rage. And he'll be like, is there not anyone who can challenge me? And then you're going to have the Phenomenal One song play.
Yeah, that would be...
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
that doesn't make much sense. I mean,
it makes as much sense
you don't want
as Bray Wyatt putting on a veil and becoming Sister Abigail with a voice synthesizer.
Or the guy that has the power of a demon god getting meningitis.
Yes.
Or him losing every other match.
Guys, we're giving Bray Wyatt way too much credit. Let's make our picks. We know what's going to happen.
I think this match is going to be a 4-star, hopefully 5-star classic.
The demon is going over.
Supposedly they're actually going to allow these guys time to do stuff. I'm hoping this is 30 minutes. I'm predicting.
CJ, I'm not just saying this because I'm a supporter, but that sounds like fake news.
I'm predicting 20-minute match at minimum. This is going to be essentially the co-headline match. It's gonna be phenomenal, but because it's Raw, because it's a Raw branded show, and because the Demon has been summoned, the Demon will be too much for the Phenomenal One. He doesn't have a belt right now, so he can eat losses like it's not a problem. AJ Styles will lose.
He will. Finn Balor's going over. That's my prediction.
Yeah, but only because it is a Raw pay-per-view.
Do we know if
I think he's going over for the sole fact that they're hoping to continue this Sister Abigail thing.
Oh, God.
And if the Demon loses against AJ Styles, then it's like, what's the point in continuing this?
Well, I ask that every day when I wake up.
We've been waiting 6+ years for this damn Sister Abigail.
Let's hope to God that this miracle that happened wakes up the writing staff at WWE and wakes up Vince, and they realize how terrible this Sister Abigail deal has been, and that they just don't even acknowledge it. They don't even say anything about it. They just fucking move on. Whether Bray continues this feud with Finn or not, I don't give a shit as long as Sister Abigail is fucking done. Unless it's a female wrestler like a Paige or somebody like that, like that's legitimate. That's the only way you could realistically pull this off. But anyway, Jess, who do you got winning? Who do you got winning?
For what, man? I mean, we just talked about this. I said I don't see Styles winning it because it's not his show.
Okay.
And the Sister Abigail thing is bullshit. They need to get rid of it, but they're not going to.
They just need to get that steampunk girl from NXT.
Oh, jeez.
Hopefully they take this miracle that they've been given and they just pull the plug on this.
I don't see them realizing that people aren't into this current setup they have for the writing staff or what they're doing.
It's just nobody cares about Bray Wyatt.
So, okay, to wrap this up, let's assume this match is amazing. Let's say it's
You're assuming a lot.
Pie in the Sky, they give them 20, 30 minutes, and it's a 5-star classic.
I think this is going to be a 10-minute match, and they're going to, move on.
If the match is so good, does AJ actually potentially move over to Raw, or does Finn potentially get moved over to SmackDown? And this becomes a feud.
I think it's just hey, I'm a free agent or something, and I'm game, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a one-off. You'll never see it again.
Is there a potential, though?
No.
Okay.
I think it's going to be an open challenge type deal.
All right. Yeah. So that was the crazy madness that has completely turned. We're getting an echo.
Oh, hang on.
Me.
No, it's Dapper.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. So we went from an average card to an amazing card. So let's go ahead and move on to the rest of it. But that was the giant news that's happened. We don't know how long. Supposedly Bo Dallas has also been affected by this. So that's why he actually hasn't been around for the past 2-3 weeks. So potentially Reigns and Bray could be out for a significant amount of time. We wish them the best. Hopefully they can recover very quickly. But if both those guys and Bo Dallas as part of the Miztourage are involved in pretty big storylines, is this going to completely throw a lot of stuff out of the window as far as Raw is concerned?
I mean,
yeah, why not? CJ, the writing has just been so bad and so inconsistent. I don't know what to say.
What about you, Dapper?
I mean, I think that they have potential. They're just not using it, and now we're going to have a pay-per-view that's going to show potential. And hopefully it is like, you know what? Maybe we don't need Bray Wyatt. We sure as hell don't need Razor Ramon 2.0, and we don't need Roman Reigns jacking off the air.
And with that said, we'll move on to the Women's Championship.
Well, speaking of the women's matches, because we did blow past Sasha Banks.
I've been trying to get there. I have the greatest one-liner for it.
We're going in reverse order. We can actually start from the bottom now, if you guys want.
Whatever you guys want to do.
All right, we'll go Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox. So they're gonna open off the show.
Can I say something then about this match?
Sure. Well, I was gonna summarize what happened on Raw real quick.
Okay, but all I want to say is about time Sasha Banks get put on the card where she belongs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's just misogyny and racism talking.
No, it's just the truth talking.
I'm not going to go that far, but I definitely disagree with you. Anyway, so Alicia and Sasha have been kind of going back and forth in an on-again, off-again feud that I've been enjoying it. I know all of the matches that I've seen them in have been pretty good. But
what is the point of the feud? What was the reasoning behind it?
I think
because
Alicia Fox is jealous of where Sasha Banks is as far as where the card is concerned, and she wants a piece of the pie. She wants to be champ just as much as everybody else, and she knows that she can attack Sasha, and that'll get her airtime. So, and you know what? That after their match where Sasha beat Alicia Fox. Fox attacks her after the boss is giving an interview, and that attack was actually pretty vicious. And I think this match has the potential to be pretty decent. With all that said, I mean, is it important? No, this feud is not like a long-term thing, but
it's odd
works
that
for me.
It is a long-term thing, though, CJ. I mean, this isn't the first time. This isn't even the first pay-per-view they've had matches.
Well, like I said, it's like an on-again, off-again thing. It's like a. Is anything
Sami
else going
Zayn
on?
KO.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really compare it to that extent, but I mean,
how so? One of them's a good wrestler, the other's terrible.
I agree. Alicia Fox is a good wrestler.
I will not feed. I will not feed the trolls and both of you. I'm about to get triggered in every imaginable way. So, who do you guys got winning? I think obviously Sasha's gonna win, but I think Alicia Fox will put up a good fight.
I think Alicia Fox will put up no fight whatsoever, and Sasha Banks will crush the jobber like she was designed to do, because she's the jobber of jobbers. Sasha Banks.
What about you, Jess? I'm sorry, we didn't.
I mean, I know Daps right now just doing his whole little I'm the champ and I'm going to say inflammatory things, but he doesn't mean that. We all know Sasha's a great wrestler. We all know she's got a long and checkered, future with the WWE of going heel, being face, doing 100 different things. She's a pro, but right now they don't have anything for her.
Hey, so which one of those two had longevity?
So I'm okay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Who did you pick winning?
You're asking me again?
Yeah, Jess. Who did you pick?
I'm going Sasha.
Okay.
I'm also going Sasha.
Okay.
Because it's obvious what's going to happen. Same way like you never vote against Reigns, you never vote against Sasha.
Moving on, we got Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann versus Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. I've been liking this feud. And all four of these guys are great in the ring. I'm the 205 mark, though. Cedric defeated Gallagher on Raw leading up to this. I don't think they've put Cedric officially on 205, but I don't care. Athletically, all these guys are great, so hopefully we'll get a pretty good match. I'm expecting something big out of Cedric and Rich, but the heels are going to do something dastardly to get over. The heels win. That's my conclusion.
I agree. I agree as well. I mean, the only reason why I agree is I had, once again, added the people on 205 because I don't watch it. I know nothing about Cedric Alexander and Rick Swann except they like to dance. All I know is the gentleman headbutts people and it looks awesome. And Brian Kendricks is the veteran. So I'm going to say the heels are going to do this to win. Plus, he's got an umbrella. I mean, how can you vote against a guy with an umbrella?
Do we have any chance of seeing some blood from a headbutt?
I hope so, but he only headbutts the collarbone.
I think
yes.
I think he definitely messes up people in the face too.
No, he's not like he doesn't. He needs to learn from KO how to deliver a good, solid, stiff headbutt.
With that said, Jess, you got any final comments on this?
No, I mean it's 205. I'm trying my hardest to get back into it, but I'm just not.
Yeah, we got to pour one out for Neville. Hopefully he either comes back to 205 or hopefully he does the better move and he goes
done.
to New Japan.
He'll turn up in New Japan in a year.
Or Ring of Honor, either one. Hopefully,
or just go back to Europe where the hobbits live.
Technically, that's New Zealand. But now we got the Cruiserweight Championship. Kalisto, the new champion, versus Enzo Amore. So
this
Enzo,
one is the easy pick.
Enzo's had the roller coaster. He somehow magically defeated Neville, but then he immediately loses to Kalisto, who was the only cruiserweight to not violate the no touch rule that Kurt Angle inexplicably agreed to. Kalisto obviously can out wrestle Enzo. I don't think anybody will disagree with that. But Enzo, if you watched Raw, has a new posse, and I think
it's pretty much the entirety of the 205 roster.
Yeah. even though half of them, even though all of the 205 wrestlers started out hating Enzo under the banner of Neville, they have, I guess a lot of them read the Peter Baelish, the Peter Baelish, aka Littlefinger School of Loyalty, and they have followed they've gotten into line under Enzo, I guess, to get some screen time or to get some money. Who knows? But they're probably going to get involved somehow, and Enzo's going over. That's my prediction. What about you?
I say Enzo over too, just because I feel like, just like the last pay-per-view, this is a heels pay-per-view. The heels going over because of dastardly deeds. Not dirty deeds, but dastardly.
Well, I think we're not changing our picks anytime soon because now we got Asuka versus Emma.
Well, see, this is something I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Finally, the debut of the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yes, what would you like to talk about?
And it's entirely storyline based, but I think Asuka should lose.
Whoa!
To Emma.
Because
Wow,
it gets
no
Emma
one loses
over,
to
it
Emma.
gives them another wrestler, and it gives Asuka the rage and it gives her
buries
ability.
her though.
No, it doesn't. Because
that's what they do to most.
It's her.
She hasn't lost.
It's her coming up being like, "What the? I just lost to Emma. Like I had the longest reigning streak. I was this. I was that." And they book terribly everybody they've called up from NXT, so it's like it makes perfect sense.
Asuka didn't lose the belt; she vacated it due to injury, dude. There's no way she's losing to Emma, dude. She's immediately going to beat Emma. Then
CJ, let me tell you something about that injury. It wasn't real.
It could be. It could.
That meningitis isn't real either.
Dude,
I realized they weren't selling tickets.
I'm definitely on the train that the injury was real. It wouldn't have shocked me if Asuka continued to be beating people in NXT until WrestleMania. Who knows when they actually wanted to debut her? But the fact that they are debuting her now is irrelevant. The fact that she's debuting means she's winning.
Especially because they put her up against Emma.
She is
But look at how they booked Shinsuke, man. I mean, he barely beat.
That's because they put Shinsuke up against Jinder Mahal, and they're trying to win over India.
No, he barely beat. His first match was not against Jinder. He barely beat heel Ziggler.
Shinsuke has not had a title reign that was longer than I think Goldberg's. She's had over 500 days.
But most people don't know her full story. I mean,
her story is she used to do little dirty movies in Japan. That's her full story. Let's be real.
I have no.
You're gonna have to send me the links after this.
Yeah, that is definitely not correct. But she's a monster in the ring, and the minute
she's an unbeatable monster. So why not start her at square zero and you watch her build to an even more unbeatable record? Because in debuting her on Raw, she's gonna fight 6 girls, massacre them all, maybe win a couple of 2-on-1 matches, and that's all they have for her. Dude, then they're going to move her to SmackDown and this rinse, wash, and repeat.
I'm not saying that
if she loses to Emma, it gives her a starting point and it totally swerves people. From a storytelling perspective, it makes so much sense.
If this was a Sasha Banks or a Bayley, I could agree with you. But Emma is not booked that way, and we're talking about WWE booking. The one thing they do know is
don't get me wrong.
They know the old school. They know the old school form of storytelling. This is going to be just like the Goldberg arc, where she is literally going to start from the bottom, which is Emma, and she is Mortal Kombat style, is going to tear the entire division apart until she gets to whoever the champion is, whether that's Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, or anybody else. It could be Charlotte. They could fucking send her to SmackDown because they're so afraid of her. That would be an awesome storyline. But I digress. Yeah, there's no way in hell Asuka's winning, dude. Come on. Even if
there's no way in hell Asuka's winning? All right.
Or Asuka is losing.
We all heard it.
Yeah, there's no way. I misspoke. There's no way in hell that Asuka is losing. Anyway, even the average.
Closing out the Excel sheet now. We got this in the bank.
Even if the average WWE viewer has no idea who Asuka is and hasn't seen an episode of NXT or anything like that, you saw how over Shinsuke was from that same kind of crowd that chants his theme music. Asuka doesn't have the same kind of super over theme, but her as a performer and her style has translated a little bit better than Shinsuke, I would argue. So it's going to take 30 seconds for the average person that's watching that pay-per-view to see how amazing Asuka is. She's going to continue to destroy Dapper. What are your final thoughts?
I think she is definitely going over because, I mean, you don't hear them say Emma's going to kill you. You hear Asuka's going to kill you. Just like Samoa Joe is going to kill you. And Asuka, like CJ said, broke Goldberg's record, which I think was BS. But that we know what WWE does with people. They bury their moments of fame.
Man.
Oh my God! If it keeps getting forced down our throats,
dude, Asuka is I would argue Asuka is more talented than Goldberg from a work rate standpoint. I'm not arguing strength.
You know what separates them? You know why Asuka doesn't wear a wristwatch, CJ?
Asuka has fought toe-to-toe with men, like UFC style. And
Japanese men. Japanese men. We all know what Japanese men are like.
The less desirable race to date, according to statistics.
Do you want to go up against a Japanese kickboxer? I don't think so, man.
Yeah, because they come out waist high and they weigh 110 pounds.
Yeah.
And they'll still
you're not helping yourself here. This isn't an argument.
Don't you notice Godzilla attacks them, but not us?
Yeah,
he knows what's going to happen.
Truth be told, Godzilla's not that tall.
Why do you think they always show the peace sign in all their pictures? Because they know if they don't show peace, we shall rain hellfire upon them.
This podcast took a weird turn, and with that, we're gonna move on.
I think Asuka is gonna go over. That's my.
This is the beginning of a very long reign of destruction for Asuka, and we're gonna move on.
She's gonna continue going forward, and I think the original idea was until she got to Nia Jax, but Sasha took care of that.
Well,
Nia Jax is a big pansy paperweight.
Well, this segue is great because who will Asuka potentially face? Will it be Alexa Bliss or Mickie James? So the feud has been fine. Mickie James is tired of being called out. She can still kick ass and take names, even though she's a little bit older, I guess. She's been wrestling since the Diva age. But I think the biggest thing is this like a potential retirement run? And if so, does that mean she goes over?
No. Bliss wins again.
Wow. See, now, this is where we're going to segue. Bliss is my girl. I always go Bliss.
I call dibs.
With that being said, I am the champ. To be the champ, you got to swing for the fence. I'm going Mickie James. I think we're going to get Mickie James so that they can have her lose it the next night to somebody else who's less qualified than Alexa Bliss. But I'm going Mickie James.
Okay, so in the hypothetical scenario where Mickie James goes over, does Asuka immediately beat her on Raw?
I think so. I think they will use this because Alexa Bliss is the best thing that the women's division has right now on Raw.
Dude,
John, you're looking at it all wrong. Who else is premiering on this pay-per-view?
Before everyone
she's the best.
There?
She's the
before
best.
Before everyone
spoken.
gets in the seats. Don't you think it's odd how they put the only two black girls on Raw before the stadium fills?
Wow, this wasn't a race thing. I was just saying that Asuka's debuting on this one. That Bliss no longer has the exclusive "I'm the only person worthwhile." And look, Sasha, ever since she re-won her title belt, is back in my title shot.
No, she has not. She is nowhere near the title shot. That's why she's on the kickoff show.
She re-won the title belt.
She's on the pay-per-view.
She showed that the WWE has enough faith in her to give her a belt once in a blue moon. So I think she can be a contender again.
I don't think she can.
Yeah, dude, Sasha Banks is like the most over woman wrestler as far as the crowd is concerned. Dude, she's the closest thing to The Rock.
Then why would they put her on before
and
the
she's
crowd
Snoop Dogg's
gets
cousin,
there?
bro. Snoop's cousin.
Everyone in Harlem was Snoop's cousin.
Dude, they didn't put her up against Asuka in the main or
Because they destroy her. They'll rather destroy Alicia Fox and Emma instead.
Yeah, they want to keep her strong because they know that Sasha Banks and Asuka is a WrestleMania-esque match.
All right, serious question. Is Emma just never going to amount to anything?
I hope not.
Has she had
I'm
any career wins other than like a throwaway match here and there?
I am an Emma mark. I want her to win. There's no way in hell she's going to win against Asuka. It would be interesting, but with that said,
I just final question about this. Am I on an island alone thinking it would be amazing to start Asuka off without loss?
No, storyline that would be interesting, but as an Asuka fan as well, that would be insane if they did that. As a swerve, as a storyline thing. If I wish I had faith in WWE to be able to pull off something like that, but unless it's somebody a little more credible, like if this was against a Nia Jax or a Sasha Banks or something like that, I think it would be a lot more believable. And I agree, storyline wise, it would be cool. But there's no way in the hell that happens. With that said, I gotta go with Alexa Bliss. Mickie James isn't retiring.
She's not retiring. I think it's gonna
could continue.
I think it's going. The only way it continues is if Mickie James wins, because right now they're going back and forth with wins. But if Mickie James loses on the main show for the belt, then it's just like with Bray Wyatt. I mean, you either change your character to Sister Abigail or you get meningitis. So there's only two options.
So for those that are keeping track at home, this predictions belt is basically going to follow the women's matches. So I picked Asuka, and
we all picked Asuka.
I picked Asuka.
No,
we all picked Asuka, but I
Emma?
picked Mickie James.
Nobody picked Emma.
No one,
dude.
Not even.
I said
Vince
I want
McMahon
Emma to win this.
Okay.
Vince picked Emma.
So Dapper, you picked Mickie James. What was the other difference that we've had?
That was it.
No, Jess, did you pick Alicia Fox?
No.
No.
No one picked Alicia Fox.
Okay.
Guys, do we need to re-record this podcast when one of us just picked complete bullshit?
No, so essentially all of our picks are the same except for Dapper. I thought me and Jess had one difference in pick.
I don't think so. I think we all picked The Miz. We all picked
Finn.
We all picked Styles. We all picked
No, we picked Finn Balor.
Finn, you're right. You're right.
I picked
Are you
Finn
picking
Balor.
Styles?
I might change it just so we have a couple of differences here, but let's run through it up first.
And then Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. We all went Sasha. Then we all picked Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick. And then for the cruiserweights, didn't we all pick Enzo?
Yeah, I picked Enzo.
Yeah.
And then Asuka versus Emma. We all see. Okay, so I guess I misheard you, Jess. When you were saying, "Oh, no, I want Emma to win,"
I was railing hard for Emma. Like I want that to
I
be the case. I want us all to get that wrong.
I interpreted that as you having Emma going over.
No, he wants Emma Raw, but he doesn't want to pick her for the match.
Oh, believe me, I want Emma Raw, but
I'm sure she's a great lady.
She is a great lady.
She's very great.
Nice, polite. She knows how to make Vegemite sandwiches. I mean,
she's very sweet. She's a wonderful human being.
Jess, so what's our tie? We have to have a tiebreaker because me and you.
Did we go through the whole card?
Yeah. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I picked Bliss. Jess picked Bliss. You picked Mickie James. So me and Jess, and I mean Dapper, you should have the tiebreaker as well, just in case.
Yeah, Dap, you're the current champ. You can pick the tiebreaker.
All right, so I say the tiebreaker is, who do you think is going to be pinned in the Miz match?
Oh God.
Who do you think? Because I feel like we can all say the Miz is going to get the pinfall, but what do you think? Who do you think he's gonna pin? Do you think it's Kurt Angle?
Dean Ambrose.
You think Dean Ambrose? Come on, damn it! Okay, so that's obviously out.
How about this? We'll do that, and then also
There's no here. I got you.
how many
there's no
TLC matches are actually going to take place?
They've already told us it's one.
It's only the main event?
Yes.
Oh, that's dumb.
They've already told us. So here's the new one.
How long does Emma and Asuka's match last?
No. Do you think that? Let's see.
We'll get a reappearance of Trump with the chair for the title belt.
Oh God.
Do you think that the reason why? Because you both picked Alexa Bliss, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you think the reason why Alexa Bliss wins is clean? Or do you think it's going to be because Nia Jax interferes?
Neither. I don't think Nia.
Yeah, I don't think this question works because she picked opposite it.
I don't think Nia.
Well, no,
gets involved,
I'm
but I don't
prefacing
think
the
it's
fact
clean.
that because if Alexa Bliss wins, you guys go ahead of me because I automatically now lose.
Yeah, but so you need a question that CJ and I would disagree on.
I am. Do you think Alexa Bliss is going to have an interference or not?
No, I think she's going to use some sort of dastardly trick to win.
So you do not think Nia... Do you think anyone will come through that curtain for Alexa Bliss's match?
No.
Damn it. Why don't you guys step up and try and be a champ?
We'll come up with a time. We're running a little late. We'll figure this out off air, and we'll
all right.
And we'll post it in the description of the episode. But if you have
you're
suggestions,
going to that part. Hey, we're all going to that party right after this. So how about how many women does CJ hook up with versus how many women do I hook up with?
Ooh.
No, we'll do this. Here, this will be the obvious tiebreaker.
Okay.
Do you think that
this will be a good pay-per-view? No.
How many?
Will WWE disappoint me? Yes.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Because he's a veteran, he's an old timer. He's got probably 5 moves now that he's going to do. Who is going to get put into the ankle lock?
John Cena.
Okay, so Jess's pick is John Cena, who's not even on the pay-per-view. CJ, it seems like it's an easy win for you.
Braun Strowman.
All right, so CJ thinks Braun Strowman's getting the ankle lock. Jess, who do you think's getting the ankle lock?
Who's left from the Miztourage?
You got the Miz. You got Curtis Axel.
Yeah, Axel got it.
All right, you think Axel's taking the ankle lock?
Wait, he's actually participating?
Yes.
No,
so out of
Kane.
Axel,
I thought it's the Bar, Miz, Kane, and...
It's the Bar, Miz, Kane, and Braun. Oh, that's right. They're not doing Curtis Axel. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
he got murdered. No.
All right,
yeah,
I'm dipping out. I'm getting to that party. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
So Kane, Braun, or the Bar. Who do you think's getting the ankle lock, Jess?
Did Kane and Angle ever have a feud previous?
No. Not that I'm aware of. But that's besides the point. Who do you think's getting the ankle lock?
I'm gonna go. No, they can't do it. I don't know, man. I don't. It's a coin toss. Kane or Strowman.
We'll come up with the tiebreaker and post it in the description below. If you got a comment or some feedback, send us a message. Send us an email.
If this is your first time listening, I promise we're usually a little more, descending in our opinions, but this was just, I don't know.
This one's a kind of an easy one to predict, but I still think this has the potential to be a great pay-per-view.
Let's just be honest. You guys tiebreakers doesn't even matter because Mickie James is going to win. And so I will retain the title.
We'll definitely find out, but we'll see on our next episode of Kayfabe is Not Dead.
Wait, I got one last thing. I am the champ, damn it. I have the closing words. So, I just want to let everyone know that as your 2-time champion, I will be retaining my titles. That is all.
No, you're not.